Okay, guys, I'm here for episode 8 of Revisiting the Rumble. The episode the review series where I revisit every Royal Rumble from 1988 until 2015. 2016 is obviously going to be its own video. Today we're looking at the 1995 Royal Rumble. It took place on January the 22nd, 1995 from the USF Sundome in Tampa, Florida. 95 is a pretty bad year for the WWE, but this show is actually not that bad. Well, the undercard isn't. Anyway, there are 5 matches on this show, so of course, as always, the maximum star rating is 25. Opening contest, WWE Intercontinental Championship match, Ramon versus Jeff Jarrett, 2.5 stars, very good match. Originally, Ramon is counted out when the roadie spikes his knee. But Jeff Jarrett goads him into a restart, and the match restarts, and Jeff Jarrett ends up winning. So, 2 stars. So, like I said, 2.5 stars. Jarrett wins by a small package when Ramon's knee gives out with the Razor's Edge. So then we get the Undertaker versus I.R.S. This is a 1.5 star match. Undertaker wins the choke slam. All this match is really there for is to set up Undertaker versus King Kong Bundy at WrestleMania 11. 1.5 stars. So our next match, WWE Championship match. Diesel versus Bret the Hitman Hart in a 4.5 star match. Borderline 5, but it's royally overbooked, and that really brings it down. This is arguably one of Kevin Nash's best matches in the WWE he ever had, bar none. In fact, probably his best match he ever had in the WWE. At one point, Diesel jackknifes Bret Hart, but Shawn Michaels comes in, and the match is continued, even though the ref probably should just called for a DQ. So then, Bret Hart puts the sharpshooter on Diesel. Owen Hart comes in, and the match continues. And then eventually, Bob Backlund, Owen Hart, Jeff Jarrett, Road Dogg, and Shawn Michaels all come in, beat up both guys, and that's gets the draw or the no contest.
I don't like how Law and Order ended last night.
Both Diesel and Bret Hart subtly were heels in this match at certain points, and it added a good dynamic to it. Like I said, if it wasn't for the overbooking in the finish, this would have been a 5-star match, but it's clearly the match of this show. It's 4.5 stars. Very, very, very good match. Watch this match. If you don't want to watch anything else besides the Rumble, watch this match between Bret Hart and Diesel. Very, very good match. So then we get the finals of the WWE Tag Team Championship Tournament. This is because Shawn Michaels and Diesel, going into Survivor Series 1994, were the WWE Tag Team Champions. But due to the fact that Diesel and Shawn were feuding, they were stripped of the titles, and we had a tournament. And this match is the 1-2 Kid and Bob Holly, who were replacing the Smoking Guns, because the Smoking Guns could not compete in this tournament because Bart Gunn had suffered a rodeo injury, or at least in the storyline, that's what it is. But the Guns actually would face whoever won this match. So it's the 1-2 Kid and Bob Holly, back when Bob Holly was a race car driver. And he was facing Tatanka, and they were facing Tatanka and Bam Bam Bigelow. This is a 3-star match. It tells a good Cinderella story with the 1-2 Kid and Bob Holly, who compare themselves to the San Diego Chargers, who that year were getting ready to play the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl, or something. Finishes, Bam Bam's up top about to moonsault on the Kid. Tatanka runs into the ropes, knocks Bam Bam over, and the 1-2 Kid pins Bam Bam Bigelow. 1-2 Kid and Bob Holly win the tag team titles, only to lose them the very next night on Raw. And then Bam Bam Bigelow's going around being laughed at, and then he shoves Lawrence Taylor, and that obviously sets up the Lawrence Taylor Bam Bam Bigelow match at WrestleMania 11. So, good match, and, good story because of the whole underdog stuff, and a good match. So then we get the 1995 Royal Rumble match, which is, other than the one in 1988, the shortest Royal Rumble match in existence, clocking in at 39 minutes. Why is that? Well, this is the only Royal Rumble that has every minute intervals. See, 94 and 95, they experimented with interval time for the Royal Rumble. 94 is every minute and a half like we know it today. This is every minute. Then in 96 through 98, they went back to 2 minutes intervals. Or 96 was 2 minutes, 97 was a minute and a half, and 98 was 2 minutes again. Until they settled on the 90-second intervals. Which is, to me, the best time for the interval to be 90 seconds. This being a 1 minute interval between things makes this Rumble really, really fast-paced. Extremely fast-paced. It starts with Shawn Michaels and the British Bulldog, and the final four in the Royal Rumble, as usual. The Royal Rumble match entry order will be in the description box down there. It's, you know, the final four of this Rumble are Lex Luger, British Bulldog, Crush, and Shawn Michaels. Luger and Crush are eliminated. It comes down to the Bulldog and Michaels, which is the first time in Rumble history that the first two guys also were the last two guys. Michaels, this is the famous thing where Michaels gets clotheslined over the top, but only one of his feet hit the floor. So, and because one of his feet hit, he ends up eliminating British Bulldog, winning the 1995 Royal Rumble. So, like, this is a 1-star Rumble just because it's way too fast-paced. It's probably the worst Royal Rumble match, and it really brings this show down, because this show is actually not bad, honestly, for a show from 1995, which is some of the worst wrestling you're ever going to see. But, you know, like I said, 1 star for this, you know. And the fact that it was 1 minute interval, I think really hurts the fact that Shawn Michaels won from number 1, which is still a good accomplishment, but it would mean more if he had to stay in there for like an hour, for over an hour, like the other guy who won from number 1 did, which I'll get to when I revisit 2004, which, well, I'll get to that, but that means more. So, this will be in the Revisiting Rumble playlist. If you like the button, if you like this video, like button down there, subscribe button down there, and thank you for watching. Bye.